Where's Andrew?
Counselor
Andrew, you
Sam,
here?
Counselor Nail, Counselor Harden.
Here.
Travis, everybody's here? Yes. Can't hear them, but I'll the chairs right there. We have chairs.
All right, chairs committee forum.
Here.
But the chair is not here.
Sam, he is here, he's just not.
Well,
Taking
yeah,
us
He's
down.
not here. He's here, but not.
And we
Just
got
at the meeting
Harden. No, I think we're all. You can fix it. Okay, you want to dispense with the reading in the minutes?
Yeah, does anybody want to?
I'll make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes.
All right, we've got a motion in a second by Harden and Sims, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. With that, we're gonna jump to new business 171121. Request for permission to work in the city right away to install BJ CTA bus shelter at 2601 18th Street South. Barbara Williams. There was some question about why we even needed this last week, but we were gonna have that discussion tonight, I guess.
Yeah, so I think part of the, I'll speak to why it's here. Part of the reason it was here was really, they can come and build these things. So the question really is, are they located where we want them to be located? And do we need two? Do we need one? And they're willing to, as I understand it, work with us on however we want to place them. They don't need our permission to come in and build it, but they want some feedback on where they located and.
Yeah, so they've already gotten the feedback. It's already been through Jane. Well, I'll let Jane talk through. So Jane and Neil at GMAC have already communicated with BJCTA, identified a location that they thought would be the best for the shelter. We are eventually going to put a shelter on the other side as well, but we are waiting until more of that side gets.
Plans.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to incorporate that in when we're doing that portion of the street. But the side, the shelter for the side that is already complete has been located by Jane, by Neil. They picked out the spot. They sent us a picture of the shelter itself. Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah.
Here's that.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like. It's their new shelter that they have
Where are we
just started.
putting it along 18?
It's, yeah, go ahead.
Up towards, well, there's one, it's up past, going towards Valley, past, hotel.
On the left,
Past
on the
the
west
hotel.
side.
Yeah, no,
On the
no,
right side.
on the,
We've
yeah.
already
the
got
east
one a
side.
little further down. on the
Yeah,
right side.
that's actually, yes, right, that's
So
actually.
we're doing it before you
You're going
get,
towards Birmingham? Is that
Yeah, it's
right
going
side?
towards-
before you turn right on the, I'll use the word 280, it's.
Right, and it's in a,
Roseland Drive.
it's in a little bump out area right
Okay,
there.
okay.
There's a tree located there, but the shelter's not gonna bother the
Okay.
tree. It's not gonna bother any of our existing new sidewalks or
That's
parking
probably close
spaces
for it.
or anything. And they do know that there is another shelter right up the hill. But this will be mostly this is really for the Magic City connector. So it's for those folks who are
Yeah.
coming in and out of town. And eventually we will put one on the other side of the street, but we are incorporating that in with the work that we're doing on that side, which hasn't started yet. So,
And they're paying for it.
I think,
Yes.
yeah.
The transit authority, yes.
Okay. Do we have to make a motion? I'll make.
We don't,
Please.
we
do.
You don't
need
even have
any
to really make a motion. I just wanted,
Okay.
again, wanted everyone to be brought up to speed and make sure that the council was okay with the placement of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drop, I think you can drop it.
Yeah, without knowing exactly where it is, but
If I could-
Brian, do we have the map?
And spots, whatever, hotel, restaurants.
Here it is.
Okay.
I don't know if that
Right.
helps you at all.
Anything else? Are we doing old business?
Yeah.
I just can't tell what's in the picture,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's, I think that's to the side of the new little donkey.
Yeah, I think this is 27th Avenue.
Yeah.
This is 18. So if you're going out, you've got Rodney Scott's on your right.
Yeah,
And you got a little coffee shop, a little drive-through.
On the coffee shop.
Where it's called.
no, it's,
Front's on 18.
He's saying that's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's right there on that corner.
yeah, it's, and like I said, it's located, so it's right there by the little donkey and the new Rodney
A
Scott.
step beyond that.
Right behind, it's right past it, like if you're going toward, if
I
you're
think
going,
it's between like the coffee, little drive-through coffee place and 18.
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly where it is. No, not, it's
So
not
that's
on
the turn lane
Not
on the
No,
left.
no, it's on
It's
the,
not in the middle of the street.
But it's showing,
It's over on that side.
it's
It's gotta be where they
Yeah,
get.
I call it an aisle.
They can pull up on the
Yeah.
bus and you get
So
on
it's
the
in front of the
bus.
sidewalk.
Yes.
They pull up the
Okay.
bus.
So it is in front of the sidewalk, not behind like we talked about last week. So
Okay.
good, okay. That's what I was trying to get at. I was like, that's in front of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
We talked about last week is behind the sidewalk.
Go through and then you'll go straight to the bus.
Yeah.
There'll be a 5-foot walk in front of it. When you come off the sidewalk, come through the back, just go through it, go straight to the, like a handicap guy. Being in a wheelchair, he wheels off the sidewalk, he turns in there, he goes right up to the bus.
Good.
Sounds good.
And this will at least be, because the other one, the other shelter's a little bit on the incline, so this one's actually in the flat area.
So it's before you get to Rosedale Drive.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, I
correct,
gotcha.
correct.
All right.
so yes, I think everyone's aware of sort of where it is now. I think the item can be dropped unless anyone has an issue.
Motion drop.
Second.
Who was the first?
Motion by Counselor Sims, second by Counselor Hart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, 5-0. We're gonna carry over 09/08/21. Actually, a similar issue, but the property owner was actually working with BJCTA to potentially pay for or see if they were willing to place a shelter outside the business address there. So he's still working on that. Actually, we could probably table it if anybody wanted to.
I vote to table it.
Second.
All right, we will. 09/08/21 Melody is motion tabled by Counselor Harden, second by Counselor Sims.
Got
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so it's tabled 5-0. And then old business 01/02/20, request for Green Springs revitalization for the Squires. Appreciate you sent out an email.
I apologize for being out. They had some delays with one of the concrete guys. And that's been a little bit of the holdup. But he is supposed to be out. They also, now there's really only one striping company in the state that's doing striping. So they have gotten with them and they're supposed to be in the first part of this week to do some temp striping, mainly at Oxmoor.
On both sides of Oxmoor.
On both sides of Oxmoor, north and southbound lane. But you should see them this week out there. The concrete guys supposed to get started with the final phase. There's a couple of sections that we got to redo the phase one, but hopefully this week they'll really start going. Of course, holidays will grab a little bit, but they should be back full going in this week. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more. And then Will and them are coming out. They'll start working on the islands where the grass and the trees are going to go. The trees are supposed to be in Tuesday after Thanksgiving. The maps, the nursery is doing those, we'll bring those in on Monday to Will, and then they'll start distributing those, planting those on Tuesday. But he said he's got a crew that should probably start Wednesday on some of the cleanup of concrete that's off in the median to start redoing some of the soil that's in there. So that's the latest I got from Brian on Friday when I talked with him and done. So hopefully they'll get going pretty good and get this thing knocked out here in the next 6 weeks or so and start milling, taping and striking. So,
Now follow once they're done with all the media work.
yep, follow with that and then wiped out. We're still waiting. I know right there coming across Broadway in Columbia, we're still waiting on the new guardrail. It's been on back order for 6 months. So I said as soon as they get it in, they'll put it in. that one there's pretty rough shape. It's been hit a couple times going up Louisiana right there.
Yeah.
So it's 4 months going on Broadway. So still a little bit of change supply issues, some of that stuff. We did have someone took out one of the pedestrian poles and one of our light poles there at Old Columbia at Broadway.
Yep.
I believe it was last Sunday night, but we did not get a
Yeah. Are you serious?
car vehicle tag, but we've had to reorder the pedestrian pole and everything. So I was supposed to be out with the lamp cover this week. So the pedestrian pole, they take it very much. So that one, again, is one of those issues. Hopefully we'll have that. So, everything's moving along. I mean, it's been a little bit of a little bit of a lull and as I said, we'll just be patient with us. Once it's done, I think it'll be really a great thing for that corridor through there.
Yeah, so I agree. And just to clarify, the project's being done by Dunn, correct?
Yes, done. It's not.
There's been a lot of talk about why is it taking so long, and I've tried to talk with people. Well, have you not seen supply chain issues?
Yeah, we've
all over.
Done that, and I know a couple here that can speak. They've had some concrete issues.
Yeah.
Getting substantial concrete in on some of these jobs.
Well, what's ironic about it is people have said, well, if they hired somebody competent like Dunn, it would have been done by now, which,
So
to
to
that
media.
point, it is being done by Dunn, and it's not done, but it's not
being
out
done by Dunn.
Put that
out
on
of our
Facebook?
hands. in that
Really?
regard.
Somebody put that on Facebook? Really?
I'm not
So
Wow.
I mean,
I'm not
you got some
saying-
emails, you got some emails too.
Probably helps your blood
Yeah,
pressure.
I've seen it.
Not to be on it.
Some of it is, it's out of their control.
Sure. Totally agree.
Yeah, not so much, but they should be back full going on. And, I think, within the next 2 or 3 months, that'll be really a nice addition to our city, a nice urban April. So,
Do you know, maybe once we get to the milling and paving,
Yeah.
approximately what the timeline is on that?
I think if everything goes good, the holidays are gonna be a little bit of a test, but I think probably, I'm gonna tell you late January, that's kind of what I'm pushing them to grab a hold of. Sure. But they're fixing to get ready on some of our paving. That's one reason we're trying to tie it all in, where they mobilize one time, they do all of our paving along with that. So that was kind of the way we had some of the sections. I know that the little section over, you're turning off on the Oxmoor on the right, that's a rough section right there where it needs cleaners and all. We were able to include that in our paving thing with our contract pricing in that. So we'll grab that section as well and all in there. So some of this actually timing, I know it's been kind of slow, but actually gonna work good because it's enabled us to grab a few more roads because our mobilization costs went down because they can do it all at one time when they do it. So it's kind of, I know it's been slower than everybody wanted, and I understand that.
Because they're already in town paving other parts.
They'll be on the page. And, a lot of those, I will tell you, I know mainly Jennifer and John in the Hollywood section, there's still a lot of ongoing paving over there from Spire, from Waterworks, Verizon. And so that's ongoing. Actually, I believe we got one road that got paved. Spire's now got to come back and replace the faulty main that keeps failing. So that's gonna have to be
What, where?
redone. He's supposed to send me this stuff tomorrow. But anyways,
Yeah.
they just got to redo.
Are you serious?
on one
Yorkshire
side.
and Romson, are you, is this a joke?
It's gotta
Like,
be
are you
real.
serious?
The water's been going
I think he's serious.
It's a joke.
No, it's
So I
not.
think he's
It's really-
serious.
He told me that today. For real.
Rumson and
I don't
Yorkshire.
know yet. I gotta find out for sure.
Oh, my God.
But they've got a main, that's not a new main, it's not cooperating. They just talked to Chris about it Friday.
Oh, my God. I need you to tell
They're trying
me.
one more thing, so if it works, then that'd be good.
Yeah, let me know as soon as possible so I can send it out to everybody.
There's still, Waterworks has still got quite a few projects, but, they are milling and paving. I know for, again,
That Harbor Bridge.
Woodland.
yeah, That's a waterworks project that'll be retained.
They're behind schedule. They're supposed to give an update. I'll share that as soon as they do it.
I talked to them this morning. And if any of you get calls, they are aware of the leak spots, the biscuit place, and there's several others, but it's on the list. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right,
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
we'll carry that over. With that, we'll stand adjourned.